All right, Pac-Manians, homework again for this is all because there's not that many problems. Count the cubes, pretty easy. Just don't forget this one has some depth to it and there's some cubes that you can't see. So if there are this many on top, there's gonna be that many on the bottom. So you can always count the top and then double it, okay? With the ones you can't see and then double it. Anytime you get a rectangular prism, or you just write your dimensions in and multiply it out, okay? Up to you how you wanna do that. Same here, then you just compare them, right? Pac-Man always eats the bigger one. So down here, a carton can hold 1,000 unit cubes that measure 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. So that just tells me that I got a bunch of 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, but there's 1,000 of them, so my volume is 1,000. Describe the dimensions of the carton using unit cubes. The dimensions could be, it's several things that you could come up with for an answer. Okay, as long as the volume is 1,000. We just did that in the previous part of the lesson. Okay, so describe the dimensions of the carton using unit cubes. It's more than one. So it says describe the dimension. There could be several of these. There's definitely several of these, right? Multiply till you get to 1,000. So 3 numbers times each other equal 1,000. Okay. Peter uses unit cubes to build a figure in the shape of the letter X. What is the fewest units? Well, I mean, there's one in the middle, right? And then things coming off the edges. So that's an X. So if you have if you have some dice, try to make one. Oops. All right, turn another page. Okay. So this one, how many blocks are in it? That's easy. 18 unit cubes. I mean, we don't really have 18 cubes. I'm sure none of you have them at home. But remember, I would take and say, remember that volume is length times width times height, right? So what 3 numbers can I multiply to get to 18? Remember, it's always easiest to go 18 times 1 times 1, right? That's definitely going to be 1, okay? So can I get 2 numbers to equal 18? Well, I know that 9 times 2 is 18, right? Times 1. So that also would work. Can I break 9 up? Yes, I can, but now I can't leave the 1. I'm going to take that off, right? Only 3 numbers that you can have that equal 18, okay? So there's several of them. So just do your best with that. Okay. What is the shape of the lateral faces of a pyramid? Well, you can always draw a pyramid or look at a pyramid. Remember that the base is what it sits on, right? So the lateral faces are the ones that go around the sides. Okay, what's that shape? It's a pyramid, right? Okay, for this one, Arnold family arrived at the beach at 10:30 a.m. They spent 3 3/4 hours there. What time did they leave the beach? Remember that 3/4 of an hour is 45 minutes. You can add this all the way up like this, right? And then I'm going to get 75 and 13. Well, I know 75 is not going to work. Remember, I do the whole thing where I subtract 60, right? And I add to that. Or the other thing that you could do is go 10:30, okay? And then I'm going to add 30 minutes to get to 11 o'clock. I still have 15, so I'm going to add those 15 to get to 11:15, right? And then I'm going to add my hours, okay? And I'm going to get to 14:15, right? And then that's military time, so I subtract 12 from that. Okay, and then since I go across it, I'm going past 12. Anytime I go military, I'm going to go past 12. It's going to go from AM to PM. So those are some ways, or look at a clock, right? There's lots of ways to do it, however you feel the most comfortable. You might even be able to do it in your head. I add 45 to 30. I know I'm going to get to 11:15, and then I add the other 3 hours, and I just go 11, 12, right? 11:15, 12:15, 1:15, 2:15, right? So try that out. Okay. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are always, sometimes, or never congruent. Congruent means the same length. It's a parallelogram. You know that one, I hope. If not, go back and check out a video or look it up on Google if you want. But you should know that. Take a guess before you do that. And then for this one, the tire on Frank's bike moves 75 inches in one rotation. How many rotations will the tire have made after Frank rides 50 feet? Go from the feet to the inches first. 50 times 12, well, 5 times 12 is 60. Add the 0 back in, that's 600, and then divide that by 75. It's going to work out. Yes, it will work out. So I know 75 is kind of a crazy number because it's got to go all the way into 600, but it will go in evenly. All right. Remember, if I don't know where to start with 5 and then go down. Wink. Okay? All right, that's it.